Hello and happy Christmas Eve or happy holidays, depending on what you celebrate. Please join me for this short meditation, a little bit of inner inquiry, and a little bit of asana practice for the neck, shoulders, and arms. So, the first thing that we're going to do is just turn some attention inward and take a satisfying exhale. And just feel that release of the breath going and then coming again. And I want you to inquire or investigate, how do you feel today? And often there's a superficial level, like I've just had a donut and coffee because that's how I roll. So I can feel that. I can feel the sugar and the caffeine a little bit. But let's peek under the hood. And of course, we want to include physical body sensations, but how do you feel in your emotional body? And see if you can come up with one or two words to describe or label how you feel. So for me today, when I actually let myself look, I feel sadness. And as soon as I tune into it, it makes me want to cry. And that feeling makes me want to push away. And the reality of mindfulness and meditation practice is that we're not trying to push or cling to what arises. So there's a really good acronym we can use for this. It's called R.A.I.N. Recognize the emotion. It really helps me to label it and to be very nuanced with that. So if I peek a little deeper under this sorrow, it feels like a nostalgic grief. I miss my mom today. And so the practice, the yoga, is to allow those feelings to be and not try to fix them or stop them. So you might come back to your breath when it starts to feel overwhelming. When we use the A of R.A.I.N, it's the word allow. It's useful to anchor yourself into the space where you are right now. So I am going to feel my breath to do that. That's one way to just come back like we did at the very beginning to a full exhale. And that inhale that just comes naturally, we don't have to do anything at all. It just happens on its own. You can also feel your body, the parts of your body that are touching the ground. That can be useful to ground you or anchor you back into the current realm so that you can manage some stability, even though there's this fluctuation of energy when you pay attention to how you feel. And if tuning into the body is too much, you can look around you and you can notice what colors are interesting to you. So I'll show you my desk over here. There's ugly computer equipment, but if I keep going, there's a really pretty plant with a red heart sitting on the sill right there. So that caught my eye. And we can kind of pulsate in, and there's Lizzie over there, she helps me too. But we can pulsate into the feeling and out of the feeling and help sort of titrate to let ourselves recognize and allow what's happening. And then here's the part where we're going to do a little bit of movement with our body for the neck and shoulders. So the I in this acronym R.A.I.N stands for investigate. So for a moment, just exhale again and feel in your body, investigate in your body if you notice any particular areas that are kind of loudly talking to you or that might be correlated to the sensations that you're feeling. So for me, I'm feeling it in the neck and shoulders. It feels a little bit heavy, there's nothing I can do. My mom's been gone since gosh, I can't believe 13 years, but it feels heavy. So wherever you feel it in your body, just acknowledge that. Investigate a little bit. If it's too much, come back to one of those anchoring practices. And then we'll begin to move the arms. So on the in-breath, we're going to sweep the arms overhead, something we often do in yoga, and just take a nice full body stretch. And then when you exhale, you're going to release your arms and you're going to turn your right hand thumb down and you're going to bring the back of your hand across your low back. With your other hand, you're going to grab your fingers, your wrists, whatever you can get. Just give a little bit of tug. Roll your right shoulder back and turn your head and look to the left. Soften the eyes. And take a moment to ground yourself, to feel how your body is contacting the ground, whether you're sitting or standing, or to notice something interesting that's coming into your field of vision. And you're going to start to nod your head slowly, yes. So just kind of working through the different fibers of the neck and right shoulder there. When you find a spot that's like, ooh, yeah, that's a good spot, I need to stay there, just hold. Keep your head angling over to the right, wherever you found, to release the clasp of hands and just take that right hand out and kind of down. You're going to turn your palm forward. You're going to reach out and down in opposition to the stretch of your head. Unclench your jaw. And then let go of that and come back to neutral. Let's do the other arm. So we'll do the same thing. Inhale, just letting yourself be with whatever arises. Exhale. Now left hand's gonna turn. It goes palm back, behind your back. Grab on with your right hand wherever you can. If you can't, it's okay. Just, use the hand on the hip instead. Then roll the left shoulder and elbow back. Turn your head away from that elbow, away from that shoulder, so you're looking to the right. And just soften your gaze and see if you can see a little bit of what's happening in the peripheral. Like you're looking out at a distant mountain. You're giving more space to what you feel today. And you're going to begin to slowly nod yes. And like we're not in a mosh pit, you don't need a headbang, just a slow up and down. And when you find what feels like the best spot for right now, just hold that for a breath or two. And if waves of emotion come, they're coming for me right now. Just see if you can allow them. I know that's the hard part, but it's the part that's going to give space around the intensity. You're going to keep your head looking over to the right and down or up or wherever you found. You're going to open that left hand out to the side and just reach out and down away from your head. Palm forward, spread the fingers. And then relax that and come back to center. And finally, the N in this acronym of R.A.I.N is not me, or non-identification. So just for a moment, if it feels safe, you can close your eyes, but try to find in you this part that can actually see, like, who's the part of you that could label that emotion? Who is this expansive presence of consciousness that's as big as the ocean? This part of you that never changes, that's totally steady, even as the emotions rise and fall. Right? You are not your emotions. You are strongly experiencing them, but you are bigger than your emotions. You are more than. And that's what the N stands for. So I know that Christmas can be a very full and emotional experience, or the holidays, and it can bring up wonderful, amazing feelings. It can bring up hard feelings, and sometimes both at the same time. So hopefully this short practice, I guess it's 10 minutes. It's not as short as I thought it was going to be, but hopefully it will help you. And so much love for you this holiday season, and thank you for tuning in and doing this work.